Welcome to online classes DU Nalgonda. So far we have seen many terms and the theory part in the electric current. Now we can understand the different types of connections of the resistors. Resistor can be whatever the electrical appliance which we can use in our household. Okay, let us take three resistors. Resistance can indicated with this symbol. Let us take three resistors, R1, R2 and R3. Okay, now we will discuss about series connection. In this connection, one end of the first resistor is connected to the first end of the second resistor. The other end of the second resistor is connected to the first end of the third resistor. By this way we can connect all the resistors. So the circuit can be made like this. This is the first one and this is the second one and this is the third one. R1, R2, R3. All these are connected to a battery, ammeter, switch and the resistor R3. Okay, electric current moves in this direction as because this is a positive terminal. If I current passes through the circuit, through the R1 also I passes, R2 also I passes and R3 also I current passes, and again from the R3 to this I passes, like current I travels along the circuit, but the ends of the resistance will be the potential difference V1, at the second end it is V2 and the third end it is V3. Because the resistors are the different, so that the potential difference between the ends of the different resistors are also different. This we call it as series connection. Okay, now we'll talk about parallel connection. Parallel connection. In this, see, all the first ends of the resistors connected to one terminal. All the second ends are connected to the second terminal. Okay, this we can write in this way: R1, R2 and R3. These three are the different resistors: R1, R2, R3. See, these three resistors are connected like this. This end is connected to a battery through the switch and the other end is connected to a key switch. Okay, in the C, if I current passes through the circuit, it splits at this point A. Okay, in this way it splits I1, in this way I2 current travels, in this path I3 current travels. Here also I1, I2 and I3. At the point of B, the combined effect of I1, I2 and I3 will be the I. So I current flows through the battery in this way. The major difference between the series connection and the parallel connection is, in the series connection we provide single path for the current I, but in case of the parallel connection we provide different paths. Okay, by providing the different paths we can change the resistance of the setup, and here also we can influence the resistors. Okay, see, this is a battery, the potential difference, the voltage of the battery I is equal to I and R, IR. Okay, as V is equal to IR, V1 can be written as IR1, V2 also IR2, V3 is equals to IR3. Okay, the total potential difference V is equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Then this, if we substitute all these values in this formula, V will be IR and V1 is equals to IR1 plus V2 is equals to IR2 and V3 is equals to IR3. Here I is the common, IN gets cancelled, R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Final resistance, equivalent resistance in the circuit will be R is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. It means the equivalent resistance in the series connection will be the sum of the different individual resistances. Okay, next then we come to the parallel connection. See here, I is equals to V by R. Okay, in the same way I1 is equals to V by R1, I2 is equals to V by R2, I3 is equals to I3 this one, I3 is equal to V by R3. Total here current I travels from here and reaches the battery through the point B, that is a I. So then I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. I will be V by R. Then here V by R is equals to V by R1 I1 plus I2 is V by R2 plus I3 is V by R3. V, here V is a common, gets cancelled. We can written as 1 by R is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Okay, this will be the equivalent resistance of this given circuit when they are connected in parallel. That is the difference between the series connection and the parallel connection. Now we will solve one simple problem by using this formula. Shall I get rid of this? So finally, if the resistance are connected in parallel, R is equals to R1 plus R2. If the same resistance are in a parallel connection, 1 by R is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. By using this formula, we can find out equivalent resistance in a conductor. Now we'll solve one problem. For example, the resistance are connected in this way. Okay, this is point A and this is point B. 2 ohms, 2 ohms and 2 ohms. Complete 2 ohms, 2 ohms, 2 ohms are connected in this way. Now the question is, find out the equivalent resistance in the given circuit between the points A and B. To solve this problem, we have to divide these different resistors which are in parallel and the which are in series. Okay, see, the one end of this resistance is connected to the other end of this resistance. So this 2 ohms and this 2 ohms are in series connection. Let us consider this is R1, if this is R2 and this is R3. Here R1 and R2 are in series. The equivalent resistance will be 2 plus 2, 4 ohms. The combined of these two resistors will be the 4 ohms. Okay, if we consider this complete setup as 4 ohms, okay, this end is connected to this end and this end is connected to this end. It means all the first ends are connected here and all the second ends are connected here. It means the equivalent resistance, the 4 ohms and the 2 ohms are in parallel. Then the equivalent resistance and R3 are in parallel. Okay, then the combined effect of these two, will be 1 by Req plus 1 by R3. That will be 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2. LCM is 4. This is 1 plus this will be 2. This will be 3 by 4. Actually 1 by R is equals to 3 by 4. Then R is equals to 4 by 3 ohms. Okay. The total combined effect of all these three resistors will be 4 by 3 ohms. Okay. And I'll give you one homework problem. If the resistors are connected in this way, find the final resistance between the point A and B. This is 2 ohm, this is 3 ohm, and this is 3 ohm, and this is 2. Find equivalent resistance between the points A and B. Okay. Next we will discuss briefly about Kirchhoff's law. Okay. Kirchhoff, Kirchho. Kirchhoff's law. In the Kirchhoff's, one is junction law. Okay. In this junction law, if there is a junction point P, different paths are there at the junction P. Current I1 is coming towards the junction, I2 coming towards, and I3 away from the junction, I4 also away from the junction, again I5 also away, and I6 is coming towards the junction. According to this junction law, different currents, the sum of the different currents at the junction will be 0. Otherwise, the electric currents which are coming towards the junction is equals to the number of electric currents which are leaving the junction. It means I1, I2 and I6. I1 plus I2 plus I6. I6. This sum will be equals to I3, I4, I5. Sum of I3, I4 plus I5. Otherwise, in the same way we can written as I1 plus I2 plus I6 minus I3, minus I4 minus I5 will be 0. This is junction law. Next, loop law. In this loop law, the algebraic sum of the potential differences of the different devices will be equals to 0. Okay. Actually, this is a very big topic. It takes 1 hour time to explain completely about Loop's law. So in brief, I am explaining you that is the sum of the potential difference at the ends of the different devices in any closed circuit will be 0. Based on this, we can find out different potential differences between any end of the any electrical devices. This is about Loop's law. And next we'll talk about electric shock. What is electric shock? What is electric shock? How it is possible? Then electric shock. See, actually, how can we explain the electric shock? How it is possible? We know that unless some potential difference provides between the two ends of any electric conductor, electric current can pass through it. It means unless there will be a potential difference. Okay. So that in case of the human body, there are different parts. Different parts can provide different resistances. Different parts can behave like a different resistances. As the human parts are different, they show different resistances. the electrical current passing through the different parts also different. So due to that reason we can say that the ends of the different parts having the different potential differences. So electrical shock can be understood, it is the combined effect of potential difference, electric current and resistances. Okay, but in the textbook it is given if how much will be the how much will be the electrical current, what could be the impact on the human body. We can look into the textbook and we'll have some idea. Okay, next, what is overload? For example, to understand this overload, 20 amperes of electric current is supplied to a household. Okay, there are so many electrical devices in the household, like TV consumes 8 ohms and fans, 2 fans consume, sorry it's not a ohm, it's an ampere. Okay, and the 4 amperes, and the fridge, this will be also 4 amperes. Okay, and then electric motor, this will be 12 amperes. So now what is the sum? This 18, 8 plus 4 12, 12 12 24, 24 plus 4 28. Actually 20 amps of electrical current is supplied to the household, but it is consuming 28 ohms. This we call it as overload. This as overload. It means if we use more electrical power than the electrical current which is supplied to the house, if we consume electric current more than the supplied, it leads to overload. So due to this overload, all the electrical wires will be melt and circuit will be damaged. To avoid this disturbance, we can use fuse. Fuse is a safety device which we can use in our households. So to prevent this overload, we can use fuses. Okay, I think mostly you could able to understand all the topics which are in the electric current, and in our next topic we will continue electromagnetism. Okay, thank you.